12 Angry Men is one of the most important courtroom dramas ever made. The entire movie takes place in a jury deliberation room, where 12 men identified only by their jury numbers must decide whether to convict or acquit a teenager accused of murdering his father. At first, Juror 8, Henry Fonda, is the only juror to vote not guilty, to the chagrin of many jurors who see the case as open and shut. As the 12 jurors re-examine the details, they one by one change their minds until they ultimately find the defendant not guilty at the ending of 12 Angry Men. Fonda not only led the cast of 12 Angry Men but also produced it. He masterfully played Juror 8, who never argues the defendant is innocent, only that there's not enough proof to assume guilt. Through the discussion of facts, individuals' biases and prejudices come to light, influencing their votes. 12 Angry Men makes a debate-fueled courtroom drama as exciting as an action movie. The movie showcases each character's journey as they gradually develop new perspectives on the case. 1. Juror 9. Vote 10-2 in favor of guilty. Juror 9, Joseph Sweeney, is a thoughtful, intelligent older gentleman. Over the course of the jury's deliberation, he is shown to be highly observant of witnesses' behaviors and potential motives. For example, he recalls that the witness who saw the defendant stab his father through the train had marks on her nose that she frequently rubbed, indicating she wore glasses that she probably wasn't wearing while trying to fall asleep. Juror 9 is the first to change his vote from guilty to not guilty in 12 Angry Men. Juror 8 offers to abstain from a second vote, and if it is unanimously guilty, he will vote guilty too. Juror 9 changes his vote, saying, "It's not easy to stand alone against the ridicule of others." He respects Juror 8's motives to give the defendant a fair shot, and though he thinks the defendant is likely guilty, votes to continue the debate. Juror 5. Vote 9-3 in favor of guilty. Juror 5, Jack Klugman, is a Baltimore Orioles fan who grew up in a difficult home environment, just like the defendant. He is sensitive to the bigotry that other jurors openly express. When Juror 8 is discussing whether the knife wounds align with the height difference between the defendant and his father, Juror 5 shares that he saw his share of knife fights growing up and demonstrates how the district attorney's argument relied on a hand placement no one familiar with knife fighting would use. Juror 5 identifies with the defendant, which is ultimately what sways his vote. Juror 10 calls the defendant a common, ignorant slob, which is what tips Juror 5 into changing his vote from guilty to not guilty. While he does not explicitly say so, Juror 5 probably knows the defendant did not get a fair trial, which is enough to create reasonable doubt about the defendant's guilt. Juror 11. Vote 8-4 in favor of guilty. Juror 11, George Voskovec, is a polite European watchmaker and a naturalized American citizen. One of the more mild-mannered jurors in 12 Angry Men, he vocalizes a strong respect for democratic values including due process. Juror 11 wants everyone to participate in the process for the right reasons, not swing their votes out of impatience or personal biases. Juror 11 says he has reasonable doubt after jurors pointed out how difficult it would be to discern specific words, or identify an individual voice, over the noise of an elevated train passing through open windows. 4. Juror 2. Vote 6-6 even. Juror 2, John Fiedler, is a meek and unassuming bank teller. Juror 2 does not have strong opinions of his own, tending to go along with what others have said in 12 Angry Men. Over the course of the debate, he does learn to speak up for himself despite the loud personalities at the jury table.